Warning! The following video contains massive spoilers, obviously. Greetings, citizens of the internet. You can call me Nitro Indigo, and today I'll be picking apart the plot holes in Klonoa, Daughter Phantomile. But before I do, I'd like to talk about the game itself. Klonoa, Daughter Phantomile is currently my favourite video game. I don't have much to say about it that hasn't already been said by Exo Paradigm Gamer, but it's the rare example of a story-driven game where the gameplay and story complement each other and neither feels unpolished. Said story is concise and never drags on. All we need to establish our protagonists is a short intro cutscene with barely any dialogue. Meanwhile, the 2.5D gameplay leads to some very interesting level designs, and I'd love to see a modern game try it out. And I don't just mean going between the background and foreground, I mean a 2D path in a 3D environment. Also, the windmill song is my jam. But nothing is perfect. In order to fully appreciate something you love, you'll have to acknowledge its bad points as well. So what's the issue? To explain, just like with Pokémon Super Mystery Dungeon, I'll be skipping straight to the ending. Fitting, seeing as how the ending of Daughter Phantomile is like a Pokémon Mystery Dungeon ending before Pokémon Mystery Dungeon even existed. I'll be referring to the Wii version, since that's the one I played, but the same still applies to the PS1 version, which is on the PlayStation Store right now, by the way. Towards the end of the game, Space-Caped antagonist Guardius mentions a strange dream that cannot be corrupted by nightmares. Before the final boss, Hupo reveals that Klonoa is this strange dream. After the final boss battle, all is well, and then Hupo elaborates on what he meant by that in an info dump. You see, Klonoa was called from an alternate reality, which is considered a dream to the one the game took place in. Whoa, wait. Was there any foreshadowing about Klonoa's memories being false? Does it really make anything in the plot make more sense in hindsight? I get what they were going for. Just like the villains, the hero doesn't belong in the world he saved, which I'd actually like to see explored in another story, but... In his Lunatea's Veil review, Exo Paradigm Gamer described Daughter Phantomile as being sad for sadness' sake. I've adopted that term to refer to any plot twist that was added just for the sake of having a sad ending, but it could be removed and the plot would still be the same. Which brings me back to Pokémon Mystery Dungeon. I've already touched upon this in Pokémon Super Mystery Dungeon doesn't make sense, but I've improved a lot since then, so let me reiterate. My biggest problem with Pokémon Super Mystery Dungeon is how tacked on the ending felt. We had heard nothing about Mew until right before the anti-penultimate dungeon, but then right in the very last cutscene of the main story, the partner gives us an info dump about how Mew and the player were reincarnated, the former into the partner, to fight dark matter, but now the partner has to disappear because they inadvertently destroyed Mew's negativity or something. If the partner didn't disappear, would the plot be any different? And this doesn't just apply to Super, this applies to the other games as well. Sure, learning that you'll have to disappear and leave your partner behind is heartbreaking the first time, but your character comes back anyway. I think that's a reason why a lot of people don't like Gates to Infinity. They've grown tired of the Pokémon Mystery Dungeon formula. I can give Daughter Phantomile some leeway though, because it's supposed to be Klonoa's origin story of sorts, explaining why every game takes place in a different world. Which brings me to Lunatea's Veil. Rather than hitting all the sub-notes that Daughter Phantomile did, it instead tells its own story with different themes, but still has subtle connections to the first. Lunatea's Veil has a more consistent tone, which works better in its favour. The beginning is more dramatic than Daughter Phantomile's, but the ending isn't. While still emotional, the obligatory goodbye scene isn't treated as the saddest thing ever to K1, but something that the characters expected. I much prefer this. While tone shifts can be effective, Explorers blew my mind as a kid, they can come off as jarring if not handled well, and they lose their effect if a creator uses them too much. Take notes, Spike Chunsoft. So why is Klonoa Daughter Phantomile my favourite video game if I have more criticisms of it than my second favourite, Kirby's Dream Land 3? It's simple, really. The good parts of Daughter Phantomile are even better than the good parts of Dreamland 3, in my opinion.